Hi everyone, it's Anna with scrappingstampingandstuff.com, and I am here to share a really neat card idea with you for Christmas. It is made with our Ready for Christmas stamp set and coordinating dies, and it's really cool. So let me show it to you. So first I will show you the stamp set and dies. This is our Ready for Christmas stamp set. I guess my joke is, with this stamp set, you will be ready for Christmas because there is pretty much everything in this stamp set. Look at this. There's Christmas tree, this beautiful staircase with the hand railing, the garland to go on the handrail. There are some Christmas presents and packages, the stocking, the star for the tree, ornaments, bows, because everything needs a bow at Christmas time, a cute little table, a wiener dog. I mean, who doesn't want a wiener dog on your cards that you're sending out for Christmas? Really? I mean, that just makes everything better. A little plate of cookies with a note for Santa. So you can set the cookies on the table, put the little doggy sniffing the cookies, and then some really nice greetings, as well as some general little holiday. You could use these for a lot of different things. I'm going to call them picture frames, but they could be used for other things as well. The snowflake, the holly, and the little lights, which are framed, and you can hang them on the wall in the scene that you make with the set. And the coordinating Christmas staircase thinlits dies. You have the staircase, the Christmas tree with some beautiful branches that you can cut out. I love, love, love how many of the branches are included in this set. If you do much of this, you know that cutting out 29 branches with one die takes forever. So there are 5 different branches in this, so you can cut 5 at one time. The garland, dog, the bows, the stocking. There is a die for everything in the stamp set, I believe, except for the greetings. So what we are going to make today is a similar version of this card, which I saw some samples of these on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Thailand about a month ago, and I just loved this multi-fold concept. So I came home and put this one together. This is a tri-fold card. We have the staircase on the front. We have the Christmas tree and the packages and the wiener dog here. And open it up and you get to your greeting. So I'm going to show you how to do this concept with the folds and the dies that are on the dies that don't cut out all the way, but they actually stay attached to the card. So what you are going to need is your basic pieces and parts. I'm going to make this one a little bit different, like I said, but you need a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 5.5 by 11, and it needs to be scored at 3 3/4 and 8 inches here. And then for the background, we will need 2 pieces of paper. These are from the Be Merry designer paper pack. The ones on my other card were also from that paper pack. These measure 4 by 5 1/4, 3.5 by 5 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and attach these on. And then I'll show you how to do those cuts with the dies. So attach the bigger one right into that center panel and center it. And the smaller one, you actually need to flip this over and attach it onto the right panel, the one that it fits onto. So I'll get the 2 dies that we are going to use for the fold, the staircase and the Christmas tree. And let's do the staircase first. Let's go ahead and fold this. I don't have my bone folder here, but that's okay. So go ahead and fold that in. And this front white flap is going to be for the staircase. So you'll need your Big Shot platform. I suggest that you use the magnetic base if you have one. It makes it a lot easier. And you want to lay the staircase die on, okay, so I'm going to show you this again to make sure you get it the right way. So if this is the way the card folds and this will be the very front, you just want to lay the die on there and then unfold the card to get the rest of it out of the way. You are going to lay the die on the paper so that the very bottom edge is past the fold of the card. Then you are going to lay this on your platform so that the fold of the card lines up with the very edge of your platform. The key here that is really important is you do not want this to cut all the way to the edge. If it cuts all the way to the edge, you're going to have a staircase that pops out of here and it will no longer be attached to your card. So I'm going to put the fold of my card just off of the platform. And this is also important. You want the right edge to be just off the bottom edge of the card. I scooted it right until it went off the edge, and then I pushed it back until that little lip at the edge catches right on the bottom. So that's lined up. We have the bottom edge just off of that base. Going to put the second cutting pad right on top and put this in the Big Shot. Hopefully nothing gets out of alignment while I crank her through. Let's see what we got. We are in luck. So I'll pop these pieces out. This piece is still attached. And how perfectly you line this up will determine how much trimming you need to do here. So I'm going to cut this piece off. And now I have to decide what to do with that little guy. I think when I did this the first time, it cut far enough that this piece actually popped out of there. This one didn't. So I am just going to trim that out with my snips. It is not going to have the little decorative edge that it would have had, but I am fairly sure no one will ever notice. So crease that a little bit better. All right, so there we have the lovely staircase coming down the front. Now let's cut the Christmas tree out. And it's the same concept. So now we're on the second panel. Put your die on there and unfold the card so it's out of the way. Get your Big Shot platform back in place. And this time I tried to center the tree I'm going to do this just a little different than I did the first time. I want it about centered on where the center of the card will be. You know what? I take that back. I'm going to do this different. I'm going to put it over here towards the right edge. A little bit more. And I'm going to lower it just a touch. So that's about where I want it. Now, you want the center of the tree to be the line where it stops cutting, somewhere close to the center of the tree. So that's about the center of the tree is what you want lined up with the edge of your platform. Put the top on. Be real careful not to shift anything, and I'll get this one cranked through. And as you can see, the left edge of the tree cut, the right edge did not. So I am going to trim that off right there. This edge, I'm not quite sure how I want to do this since I'm doing it a little bit different than the first time. We'll just go with this for now. I'm going to try to snip it right there and see what happens. So now we need to make that look like a Christmas tree. And I'll show you some pieces. I am not going to make this one quite as elaborate as the first one I did. I want to show you a little bit of a stepped down version, and then we'll look at the one I made originally and I'll explain a little bit about it. So here are the pieces that I have prepared. The garland and the tree I stamped onto Pear Pizzazz cardstock with Garden Green, and I am just going to attach those first. And just line that right up with the edge of the cut. And actually, I cut this out to be a little Christmas tree stump. So I better stick that underneath. There's that much. Now I will attach the garland onto the staircase. So keeping in with the title of this stamp set, Ready for Christmas. Is anybody out there ready for Christmas yet? Cricket, cricket. That was a joke. Christmas seems like it's a long way off, but it is crazy how the time flies, and we all know it will be here before we know it. So if you send out handmade cards, you know that that doesn't happen overnight, and it is time to start thinking about some of the projects that you want to make. So hopefully this will give you a great idea of a neat card that you can make. All right, I got the garland on there. Now I think I'm going to set this pretty table right down here in the corner. We'll add some cookies for Santa Claus. The little note says, "For Santa, we love you." How cute. We'll add the little star up at the top. I will go ahead and put this on the inside. Now when I cut this piece, I had planned on centering the tree. This is not going to cover all of that up. So let's check out some options. I think I'm going to stick it on right there so that you can see it while the card is closed as well. Stick it right there. I'll trim that little edge off. And have this cute little bow to add. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my glue's not dry. Get that back where it was. A little bow that I debated where to add it, but I was thinking right here at the bottom of the banister. So put a little glue on there and stick it on. This is our new mini tinsel trim combo pack. You get red and you get silver, and I just love this stuff. I will probably have this all over my project. So isn't this cute? You've got open your staircase. My pieces are going to fall before my glue dries. Open up the little tree and you have a nice trifold. You're all gonna think I'm a hot mess. We're all a hot mess, right? Okay, so there you go. I just need to let it sit for a minute to let the glue dry. So let's look at the first one that I did. And I'll tell you the differences. So I stamped, as you can see, I punched out, or I cut out a lot of the little branches, which makes the tree nice and full and pretty. And then all of the little embellishments I stamped onto white cardstock with black ink. And then I used my aqua painter and I colored them in. So that is basically all. We've got the gifts. The little wiener dog in his sweater. I just love that sweater. The artwork on the wall. There, I didn't find a little hanger stamp in the stamp set, so I just drew a little dot with two little lines coming down from it to make it look like a picture hanging on the wall. And I just glued everything together. So there you go. A couple of neat card ideas for our new Ready for Christmas set. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you will visit my blog, scrappingstampingandstuff.com, and subscribe to my blog and my YouTube videos, and I would love it for you to do your shopping in my online store. Thanks, everyone.